I screwed up. And before you ask, it has something to do with names. Now, here's the thing. I have actually gone out of my way to create a fresh channel. This channel is going to be deleted. I'm not going to give any names, but yeah, I accidentally showed the name. But the thing of it is it's tenfold to show you that if you care about this anyway, about what happens when you start fresh. And it's not to do with subscribing to anybody or nothing like that, because I'm not going to do that kind of crap. Yeah, I searched in names, but that's why some of it's showing up. But this right here and this one right here has nothing to do with what I actually typed in. So yeah, I just typed in a few names, not a whole bunch. So yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about is racism as well in this video. But let's move on. But yeah, I mean, literally, this is just for the intents and purposes of, because it's so random that whatever you get is what you get when you freshly start, and you don't have to type those in there, but it's just so random. I didn't type a bunch of names, but I did type in a few that I knew by heart to see what would the results would be, and this is a sort of a challenge. Not to really challenge myself and see if I can get away with it, no, but anyway. So it's also like this. If I were to have a backup channel, and this would be the only for the sake of that, it would be for backup, so that if I had uploads, which would mean that unfortunately, since I'm actually starting this fresh from a mobile device, I'd have to, or go on a computer, or whatever you want to call it, start downloading it, depending on how much I'm trying to download at once, and then start uploading to it, and then put it all in private, and then eventually release it, and that's only if my channel is down. Basically to the point that YouTube decided to say, well, we're going to shut you down for some reason or another, and even know that my channel I cannot reuse unless I go through the proper, stuff. I mean, just because I lose out on subscribers or whatever doesn't mean I'll start all over. What it means is that if YouTube decides to flag me down to the point they say, well, yeah, we're going to have to put you on ban, which, even though it's banned, that doesn't mean I can't reinvent myself. It doesn't matter if I reinvent myself to the point that I'm actually not even me anymore. It means that, I mean, hell, I could just reinvent myself around still me, but I'd have to start all over with all the things I've done, which would be, thankfully, if I actually uploaded all my videos up there, and it would be good if people would archive. So that's another thing that I need to talk about as well, as somebody who was talking about archiving channels and not permission or whatever, So, I mean, speaking of copyrights and stuff like that. But I will say this, that would be my only intent and purpose, to even really have a legitimate other channel. And I'm not going to give any names, but if my channel is still up there before it gets deleted completely or not deleted, but where it's like completely banned and I can't do nothing, and nobody can find it anymore, then I will definitely go out of my way to, oh great, here we go. Anyway, darn cat. I love her to death, but I don't want her getting underneath her, catch herself on fire. That's why I'm moving the heater away from her. Anyway, so moving on. That's not what we're here to talk about, so that's not what's more important for this video. She may be important to me, but, whatever. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, which I could ultimately also delete my channel, and before they delete it, if it gets to the point, because some people do that. Or I could just upload it to another platform, which would be BitChute, because I don't recommend Storyfire. I really don't. I will not recommend it, because the thing of it is that with that stupid damn Storyfire, and I only say stupid, oh wow, because literally, I don't remember if I did this in the video or not, but you can You cannot literally upload until they give you the permission involving that they unlock it for you. And you also have to give other. It was at first it was all you have to be doing that. Now it's all this requirement bullshit on top of that too. Like, what is your requirements? What are you trying to show? And and not to mention, it has to only be related to Storyfire. Also, on the fact that it can't go nowhere else. Basically, once it's there, it's locked in, and you're agreeing to that. What a bunch of bullshit. And they also still have this thing now that they have where they follow YouTube's copyrighted bullshit too. So, whatever. So, that's what I understand. I mean, unless they've changed that, because, you're talking about uploading videos and whatnot. Well, it ain't never going to happen. I highly recommend BitChute if you care to do that. The thing about BitChute I keep forgetting is that their only requirement, believe it or not, for you to upload is a cover image for that video. It doesn't matter what it is. It does matter the size of it, though. Sometimes, depending on how big it is, it has to be big enough to be like a cover photo. And you can turn anything you want into a cover photo. You just got to do it with the right settings and everything. So that's the thing. I mean, that's it. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can't have apparently now there's rules about having, which makes no sense in the fact that you can have nudity up there. I think that's what it said. I have to go over that again because I'm not sure about that. But you can't have any porn. Yeah, literal freaking porn. I said that. Yeah, I remember that. Which, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't put up porn anyway. But if I wanted to, I can only put up nudity. Like, oh, here, I have a good fresh shot of my nipples. Are you happy now? Does that make you happy? Does it turn you on? Gee, just don't be alarmed or anything because, or should I say, like, want to say anything, but, like, don't be disappointed or dissatisfied just because I'm not putting up porn. I'm just showing a little bit of nudity. That's right, because, ooh, look at my nipples. Aren't they cool? Aren't they cute? I mean, Jesus. See how stupid that would be? Well, not that I would ever do that, but, I laugh at that. Anyway, moving on. So, no, I'm not actually doing that in real life or anything. I'm just saying that's the kind of dumb to see that a lot of platforms have. It's like, are you sure you don't want to give us the okay to give us porn? Why not porn? I mean, if you allow nudity, why not porn? Really, I mean, that's the most craziest thing. But anyway, so moving on. This thing about racism. Racism is a thing that will always exist. And if you need evidence to prove that it still exists, it's alive and well today, then yeah, there's something wrong. I hate to tell you this because it's not new. No more than having celebrities die. That's nothing new. I mean, we're all going to feel sad and whatnot. I mean, a lot of times I don't feel sad like I should be because, I mean, it's not that I wouldn't feel sad at all. I just don't feel sad like, oh, I'm so connected because I really knew. It's like, who? Nailball Swankerson? Who the hell is that? Oh, he was some guy that he was famous in films such as Smack My Wall. And don't forget the ever-loving, he was a producer and a writer, and there was also the fact that he nailed in Screws. These are just examples, not really you're missing the point. The point that I'm trying to make, if you don't get it, is that, it's just like, who? Why should I feel that sad about somebody I don't even know? I never heard of them. It's like a lot of people that I could name to you right now that I've heard about, you would never know. Like, who? Okay, yeah, that's sad, but, the kind of sadness that people are looking for is like, what you don't realize is it's actually called being, were close, or that you actually grew up with them. It doesn't matter if you actually met them in real life or not. It means that you just feel that kind of connection. A lot of people you wouldn't, you may have heard about, but it's like, I don't know. I don't feel a connection to them, like, okay. My condolences to the family, but still, I don't know who the hell that is. Who the hell is that? I mean, literally. Anyway. And I've been getting good at an impression of Bane. I wouldn't talk about, I don't know if that's really Bane or not. The thing about Bane that is so controversial, and you wouldn't think that, but it is, because, see, the Bane that I'm talking about, not in this particular instance that you may have heard about, but in another instance where he didn't have a mask like Vader had. This Bane actually had juice going into him that would make him overexert his muscles. Like, it was kind of like he was getting steroids pumped into him. Literally. That's the way it was. For the Bane that's in these other newer things, they had like voice translators that made him sound like, you're like, the darkness, but you don't know the darkness. I mean, every Bane has their own deal, but the original Bane that you don't know about, you think is a person that just wore a mask. They had this certain way that made him sound like he was on a mic or something that's in his mask. It wasn't either. He may have wore a mask, but he was more like one of those kind of wrestler type dudes that was ultimately a villain. See, that's the thing about what makes him so controversial is the whole thing between him not having a mic, like type thing that like kind of like Vader, and him actually having one like Vader. That's the thing that makes him so controversial. Otherwise, there is also a difference between the two. The Bane that you know with the mask didn't have all this steroid stuff that pumped in through his body. Oh yeah, that was more like a steroid drug. And I mean, like, literally, like, it was steroids, except it wasn't like one of those it wasn't like steroids. And that may seem confusing to me. Let me try to explain it to you. See, the thing about steroids, it has the effect of having your muscles get that way, and they get so overly done that their veins pop out, and it's kind of like what Bane had, but the difference is that the juice that he had flowing with him, if you cut it off, he looks like he's never lifted it in his life. And whereas a lot of people who have had steroids and have actually done this legitimately, they do eventually lose it sometimes or whatever when they get old enough or whatever, some point or another. Some of them, a lot of them don't, but that's the adverse. Yeah, it is a word, but I'm just trying to think about how to say it anyway. Adverse effects about is that, it's terrible. And I would never recommend it, and I'm sorry if I'm talking about it, but it's a true fact about steroids. Now, I can't tell you everything about steroids. If you want more about it, you'll have to look that up, because I can't give you everything about it, but like how bad it is and all that. Like, I just know it's bad for you. I mean, well, there is one good positive to it. Now, this isn't me doing that in the sense that I would ever recommend it, because I would never recommend it. But the fact is, you actually look like you've been, doing this and that. It's like it's an illegal drug now. It's banned, but people still do it. It's just, you gotta watch where you go to, because a lot of them do these drug tests, and if they find that you have steroids or had that taken it, you won't be going into sports anymore. It's sad, but that's the way they do things. So, yeah, but back to Bang. I mean, literally, that was that. Oh, man, I tell you what. I think, the thing is, as well, is that despite the controversies or controversial differences between the two um, Bangs, they're, they're still good. I mean, I don't mean like they're good characters that they become good people. I mean, they're like good villains. That makes any sense. In other words, they're good enough at their parts that they are still the bad guy. They're a posing threat that you would have to take on if you're a Batman or the police. The police have literally no chance against them, but, whatever. So anyway, back to copyrights and stuff like that. This guy named Shillabix, I haven't seen him or heard of in a long time, actually put out that he has archives or archived footage of old videos he has that are poor quality. Then he has the balls to say this, that if there's anything found of anything without his permission, titles or whatever, he will definitely take it down or have it removed with YouTube. The thing of it is, or excuse me, flagged and removed with YouTube. The thing of it that what I would like to know is what would happen if you die and someone decides to archive it because they're trying to do it in memory of you, not trying to mock you or take credit for something that's not theirs. Because you see, it's like even if you had said it's not your video and you're giving credit to this guy, he doesn't even care about that. It's just like, well, because you didn't discuss it with me. What happens if you're dead before somebody gets the permission to do that? See, that makes no damn sense to even bother with that. I mean, I understand that you're trying to protect your stuff and all that, but, the thing of it is like, or if you decide to just one day leave YouTube, even in that instance, and people are just trying to, like, put a memorabilia of you because you're that much idolized by people that they want to do that in case something happens to your actual original content, your original channel, because people have had that, and their channel goes, and you can't even find it anymore, literally, because there's nothing left of that. So what happens if that happens? I mean, I understand what you want, and I respect that. That's not the issue or the point of that. The point of it is that how do you respect someone's right, what they ask for and everything, and still be like, well, what if I just want to archive it and they can't get a hold of you and there's nothing left of your stuff? What if they want to do that in such a way that, that it just gets released after the fact that your channel is gone? By the time that happens, like somebody waits until after your channel is gone or you're dead, and even then it's like still wait after that you're gone, that the channel is gone, and that's just the thing. I mean, who do you talk to say, yeah, I would like to just be able to upload it. I don't want to have rights to say that it's mine or get any money off of it, but I would like to have an archive channel that archives everything you ever had posted up there, whether you leave YouTube one way or another. That's one thing I cannot get. I mean, I wouldn't mind somebody archiving my videos. It doesn't bother me any, as long as you're giving me credit, saying that it's not, as long as you're not making money off of it, saying that, yeah, it's yours and that, whatever. I don't mean, not that I care if you get money, but if you were to archive my videos, I'd be like, cool. At least I know that I meant something, Not to the point that, oh, I'm going to flag it like an idiot. I'm sorry to say that, but come on, Shellbix. Literally. What makes it idiotic is the fact that if something to happen to you, you leave YouTube for some reason or another because you decide to pursue other goals, or because you got sick or something, or because you died. You know, it's not good, because somebody who is popular as you know, and stuff like that, because you have all these fans who actually like your content. I think you ought to let it be, that permission be given, that if you were to go, and then they, you know, decide to upload, but they don't post it until after the fact, and still make sure, damn sure, that they post before then that this is not their video. Giving credit to the man, the legend himself, Shelbex. I think you ought to let that be. Especially because, what if you don't really want to be bothered? You don't want to have to constantly give out permission. I mean, who the hell has the time to constantly give out, yeah, okay, because you just, you asked me first, it's okay, as long as you just ask me, I'm okay with it. It's like when somebody tries to borrow a car. You know, I mean, I can understand people that are around you, but like somebody who wants to borrow it and give it back, no, that's a stupid thing. What am I trying to make an example of here? My point that I'm trying to make is that when you make permission, you should make it so that it's viable for anyone, so that it doesn't reflect bad upon somebody, like they're stealing something and they're really not. Because especially if they say it's not theirs, then all of a sudden, ooh, you flag it, which doesn't make any sense, because somebody or anybody can claim to be you and flag something that isn't theirs to flag in the first place. So, in essence, it should be that if somebody uploads your stuff, you know, and they only post it after the fact that something happens to your channel, like it's gone forever, then yeah, I don't care if you like that I'm talking about you or not. Because I'm not trying to show your channel. If I'm found in her, what are you going to do about it? Somebody say, that's another thing. Somebody's just talking about you. And I'm not trying to say this is bad about your channel or nothing like that. I respect your channel. I don't care. I'm not going to take down my video. You can flag it all you want to. But you can't do nothing, because you would lose. Because I'm not mentioning you like, oh, well, you know, he's such a bad guy. No, I'm just saying that your content, as far as it being archived goes, should only be posted after the fact that something happens to your channel. Anybody's channel that is good as you are, great. And the thing of it is that if I don't put your name on my video or anything like that, there's nothing you can do either, because even though that I'm saying it, although it might do that because of the subtitles, might mention your name, but I can't do nothing about the damn subtitles. Not a damn thing I can do about it. But I will tell you this, in all earnest honesty, I think your channel is pretty good. That if you really respect the whole idea of your stuff being archived because of a legend of great artwork that you put out there, then you want to respect the idea that if someone were to post it, give or take, you know, in the fact that, I mean, this is really a good idea. I mean, how someone were to post my content, I don't want it posting until after the fact something happens to my channel. Actually, you know what? Actually, in my case, I'm going to be more fair than that. I don't care if you post it or not. All it means you still give me credit. Even if I'm not making any money off that video. As long as I'm getting credit for it, I don't give a damn what you do with it. As long as you don't start chopping it up and mixing in such things like oh, I said this and I said that I wasn't supposed to, that I'm not saying not supposed to. Huh. Yeah, it wasn't. But, you know, whatever. Like, okay, all of a sudden I slapped in some kind of word, or you slapped in words that I'm not going to say. And I refuse to say that. Sorry, but that's not how I roll. And I don't mean that like, oh, it's such a bad idea to protect your content, but I feel that at the same damn time that people who do this kind of stuff ought to be thankful that somebody's even taking the time to pay tribute to you, to pay respects to you. I just do. And if you don't like that, then you don't belong on YouTube. I'm sorry to tell you that, brother, but you lost your damn mind, Rose Chalabix. Ooh, I said your name again. Oh, no. You better flag me and sue me. Take me to the frickin' courts and you can't find me. Go ahead. I dare you to. You won't get me. You won't get a dime out of me because I'm not making any money off these videos. The thing about Shellbix is that I think he's got great content. He's a good provider. And if he doesn't like that, if he takes that so damn literally personal, then there's something definitely wrong with him to the point that he should have never even bothered. And that's just my personal opinion, you know, about him being on YouTube at all. I mean, literally, if someone was talking about me, even though you may not know about it till YouTube finally decides out of the blue to find one of my videos talking about you, and that's out of the blue because I'm not even that high up in the chain. You know, even if I'm not putting you in my title or whatever, I'm just talking about you because, you know, I think that archiving anybody's stuff should be, well, yeah, it's up for you to debate, but honestly, I don't think you should take the time and say, you know, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden something happens to you and somebody can come up there posing as you. I mean, how do we know that that's really you? I mean, a lot of us won't know your situation because we're not that linked with you or personal with you, that we know that, oh, yeah, for a fact that, yeah, he's dead. Or he's just sick laying somewhere in some hospital and somebody's deciding to come on there and saying that, well, this is my backup account, but when in reality, you don't know this, but it's someone else pretending to be you. So there's another thing. How do we prove that it's you? Something happens to you. I think you ought to leave it that way. That's just my personal opinion. But that's just me. And if you don't like that, well then what the hell are you doing on YouTube? Literally. And I hate to say it like that, but I think that your content, despite that, is very good. I think that you provided a lot for your community that, like, you know, you're just one of those among the legends that have great content. And if you don't like that, then by all means, get the hell off of YouTube. Because this is the internet, and I'm trying to be respectful of you and stuff. And I do respect you. I respect your content. I think it's pretty freaking awesome. But you can't even take that as a compliment that somebody would dare to take the time to archive your stuff and post it as agreed upon, then with or without your permission, might I add, then yeah, flag all you want to, but I could just as much post it up on BitChute and there's nothing you can do about it because you'll never even know. You won't even know. Because if you think it's bad to find me here, try looking me up on BitChute. You can't hardly find me unless somebody posts a freaking link. Yeah. You know, because it takes. I'm so literally buried in the archives. I mean, not really like I'm being archived, but I mean like the whole data platform that it's hard to find me. So, well, I could ultimately lie and say, yeah, I'm on Storyfire. You should be able to find me. No. Yeah, no thanks. But literally speaking, of course, that if you were to flag me, I could play the same damn thing. I could flag one of your videos. Is that going to make a difference? No. I think flagging is a stupid system because of the fact that, well, there is a big old controversy about that. A lot of times, what's going on? What happened there? Oh, sorry about that. A lot of times is that, oh crap, did my weather just go down to 16 degrees? Holy shit. I think I'm in front of a damn an oven here. Yeah, I mean, literally, I'm just saying that a lot of times it don't do no good, and there's times it's like, yeah, what is the point? Flagging someone else's video? Really? Oh, Shelbix. I respect you. Your content's amazing. I only burped there because I had a lot to drink, but that's not the point. Well, yeah, literally. And I respect your decisions. I really do. It's not about that so much as that. How do I do that without it make, sound like I'm against you when I'm not? Like when I say that, in other words, someone were to do that for you at an agreed upon time, without your permission, because you're no longer among the YouTube community. And YouTube's still around? What the hell? Well, that was really weird. I just smashed whatever that was. Either way, that's all I gotta say. Either way, that's all I gotta say in this video, and that's all the time I have for this video. I'm not gonna put any links because, oh God forbid, Shelbix flag my video, even though I probably still might because of the subtitles, because I have subtitles in mind. I don't know how to disable that per video since I'm on mobile, because yes, I am using a mobile device. Whether I like it or not, I mean, it's got its disadvantages. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, literally speaking, yeah, I can name his name all doggone day, but yeah, I'm not recommending his channel because, oh man, I tell you what. I mean, even though it's got good content, and I like his channel, oh my God. Matter of fact, I think I did something like that a long time ago. Maybe it was me or maybe it was somebody else, but anyway. You can't do nothing against me. It hasn't already been done. Later.